Hello and welcome back to TF1 See the Formula 1 Chat. It has been a little while, but Formula 1, Formula 2 and Formula 3 are back. Absolute scenes. We're starting here with Formula 3, running through our predictions for the Belgian Grand Prix. Of course, we will have Formula 2 and Formula 1 predictions out after this, so if that's what you're looking for, then it'll be about half an hour, something like that. Later today, yeah, so look out for them. But yeah, we're going to start with Formula 3. Let's start with qualifying. What are you thinking for qualifying P5, Harry?
P5, I have got Zane Maloney.
Yeah.
Why? He's qualified decently this year. His race pace hasn't been too great. He's usually been spun it or put it in a wall or something.
Trying to crash into Ollie Bearman.
Yeah. But yeah, I think good luck from Maloney. Come back from the summer break. He wants to get some points on the board.
Bear in mind, it's likely to be wet for this Friday session. I had a brief look at the forecast.
Yeah.
It said that Belgium will be wet, dry, wet. Friday wet, Sunday wet, dry Saturday.
Yeah.
But yeah, you've got Maloney, haven't you? Fifth. Yeah. I'm going to go fifth for Leclerc. I think he's been a little inconsistent with qualifying this season.
In the rain, he's not quick.
No, but I think he'll just manage to get a decent lap in.
Yeah.
And qualify fifth.
Okay.
And then, yeah.
P4, I have Victor Martins. P2 in the championship. Obviously, he needs as many points as possible. But I'm going to give it away here. He will be out-qualified by Isaac Hadjar.
Yeah.
We know Hadjar's a god in the rain. But P4 for Martins.
P4, I've got Isaac Hadjar. Now the reason is, I think this could come down to having your brain switched on. I think Prema might just be able to outsmart the likes of High Tech, and I've got one other driver, of course, outsmart Hadjar. But in terms of raw pace, Hadjar will just be the quickest, so he'll take fourth. Bit unfortunate not to be higher.
P3, I have Alex Smoljar. He bossed it in Hungary in the wet. He dominated the feature race, and he put together a really good quality out to put himself on pole. We know he's very quick in the wet. I think he'll repeat that and get himself onto the second row here.
Fair enough. In my P3, I have Jack Crawford. It's been a while, so I can't really remember the Hungary results and stuff. But I seem to remember him doing all right really in the rain there. Yeah.
In the wet, and then got punted off by Leclerc.
Oh yeah. No, I do remember now. Yeah, and I think he might have similar problems here, but he's going to be P3 on the grid at least. P3 in qualifying. On to the top two then. Who have you got second and who have you got on pole?
P2, I have Ollie Bearman. Good luck from the Prema driver. He's shown some good pace over the year.
Who is probably the greatest racing driver ever.
He looked good in Hungary, in the wet as well.
Yeah.
Which means pole position goes to our championship leader, Isaac Hadjar. We know he's very, very quick in the wet. We know he's a fantastic wet driver, and he's a good driver overall. He's got very, very good pace. I think he's going to carry that on, gain 2 points for the pole, and extend his championship lead.
Fair enough. I also happen to have Ollie Bearman in my top two, but he's not taking P2. He's taking pole position. He's too good, mate. Too good. Wet weather driver, a master of the wet conditions, a master in all conditions. Ollie Bearman will be on pole with Alexander Smoljar taking P2. He's had an up and down year in his massive red MP Motorsport car. Still have no idea why it's red, but he'll be there. Cutting through the rain, and it'll probably you'll be able to see him there in the red car in the rain, so that's good. And Smoljar, very decent driver, just a little inconsistent this year.
Into the sprint, let's rotate that top 12, and P5.
Indeed we will.
I have Kush Miney. He looked, what's the word? He looked really good in the wet conditions of Hungary. I know it's going to be dry sprint, but he's a good driver. Kush Miney has a lot of pace. I think he was let down a bit by his quali position. Obviously, he had to start P30 in both Bahrain races and the openers. He's had a few bad qualies, but when he's been up there, he's shown some very, very, very good pace. And I think we'll take P5 here.
Yeah, P5 is going to Arthur Leclerc. He's going to be starting 7th in this sprint. 2 places to make up. It's in the dry. I think he'll be able to do it.
Yeah. P4, I have Kalen Fredericks. Obviously hasn't been too good compared to his teammate Hadjar, but he's still had a good season, picked himself up a maiden podium a few weekends ago, come back from the summer break, he's just going to miss out on a sprint podium here.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm going to go for Victor Martins in P4. Didn't really have him anywhere in qualifying. I think he'll probably be potentially outside of the top 10, but I think the sprint in the dry, he'll be able to cut through and make something happen.
P3 then, I have Arthur Leclerc. Obviously, he's still got a championship. He could still win this championship. He needs as many points as he can. We've only got 3 rounds to go, so all points matter at this point, and he's going to pick himself up the podium.
Fair enough. My first name on the podium is Franco Colapinto. He's been he does look decently quick, but I think he's not always demonstrated that every race. A few brain dead moments this season, and a few unlucky moments as well in that VAR. I think he'll take P3 in the sprint.
Yeah.
Top 2 then. Who've you got winning? Who've you got second?
P2, I have Roman Stanek. Oh. He's shown I've noticed he takes advantage of the sprints. He qualifies for low top 10, then he starts really high on the sprint race grid, and then he gets himself a podium. I think he'll get P2 here.
Very quick driver, Roman Stanek.
Very, very good driver. Also, he's also won the feature in Imola, for example.
Yeah. But that should have been Oliver Bearman.
And then winning the sprint in Spa is Jack Crawford.
Fair enough.
Not a great quali on the Friday, but I think in the dry conditions he'll start on pole. He'll qualify P12, start sprint race pole, and take the win from there.
Right, on to mine then. I have got Isaac Hadjar winning the sprint.
Wow.
Qualified 4th. I think
great drive from him then.
In about 8th, cuts through. He's such a good driver. In the dry conditions, he's going to boss it. He'll get through the first, and he'll be joined on the podium, obviously by Colapinto, but also by Zane Maloney. I think, considering that Bearman won't be anywhere near him, he won't have the temptation to punt anyone off.
No.
So I think he'll just chill. He'll be leading for a while. He'll see Isaac Hadjar in his wing mirrors. There's nothing he'll be able to do to stop Hadjar. I think I'm pulling off a brilliant move through Raggy on the camel straight. Sorry, beautiful move. Job done.
Lovely.
Hadjar win. Now, do you want to run through your 5 for the race? Because my race is going to take a little bit of description.
God.
Bit of a story around
feature race then. Leclerc, after Leclerc P5, he'll be happy with a P3 in the sprint, P5 in the feature race, getting himself some really good points for his championship fight.
Yeah.
P4.
He is in it now.
P4. Definitely. P4 is Alex Smolyar, qualifying P3, not quite getting the podium, dropping back to P4, but still a very good result for him. Then P3 is Ollie Bearman. He qualifies on the front row. He's going to drop back one position, but still picking himself out of the podium. He's also still in the championship fight. And then the championship top 2, Hadjar and Martins, are the top 2 in my feature race. But it's Hadjar leading Martins. Isaac Hadjar, a light to flag, takes the victory from pole. Victor Martins, qualifying P4, gets himself into P2. Damage, what's it called?
Control?
Yeah, limiting the damage.
Damage limitation.
Damage limitation.
There we go.
To Hadjar's win, but still Hadjar extending his championship lead massively. Right.
I don't think we're going to get all the laps here.
Ooh.
I think that we're going to have... So, I think a bit of an unorthodox method of starting here, but I'm going to start with my winner. It's going to be Ollie Bearman. Starts on pole. No. Starts on pole. He's going to be the only one that doesn't get involved in this big incident. Into turn 1, I think there's just going to be a few drivers get caught out by the rain. We're expecting it to be a wet Sunday. F3 are going to be the first ones on a very, very wet track. And I think it could be a little bit of carnage into turn 1. I think we'll see a lot of cars off, a lot of cars with damage. Hopefully everyone okay, of course. And I think that could lead to a very, very mixed up order. Therefore, I think because of the damage, we're not going to be able to get racing quick enough.
Yeah.
It'll be too much to deal with. I think then they'll just have to award half points for the drivers that managed to get through it. So therefore, P5 is going to go to Rafael Villa Gomez.
Christ.
What a guy. Then P4, Johnny Edgar. I think he can have a bad quality and that could help him out. On the podium then, Reese Ushijima. P3 in his Van Amersfoort. Look, I think he's going to see all the carnage and go, you know what, I'm not going to get involved today. And I think he's going to get helped out. I think he'll qualify around 18th. And because it's wet, he won't get a very good start. He'll be floundering. He'll watch everyone else have a mare, and then he'll just calmly take turn 1.
The thing is, I can see all this happening because
chilling.
Obviously, we know Spa. We always see where a big incident,
Hungary-esque incident in F1 last year. Yeah. And I just think they're going to be the first ones on the track on the Sunday morning. It's going to be the wettest, potentially. It will be all day. I don't know. I think we could just see a pretty nasty looking incident, but hopefully all superficial damage. And then in P2, Caelan Frederick. he's had an alright season, but I think this will be his time to shine when actually maybe he can just relax into turn 1 and not be having to fight anyone. Because you take a P2.
Yeah.
And they'll all get half points. So some decent points for the championship. Not as many as Bearman would have got if he'd been able to obviously finish the race, but I think he'll take a very solid 12.5 points from the race. But yeah, quite the mental incident there then. Formula 3, very exciting times then. I think that'll push Bearman up into the championship contention potentially.
3 rounds to go. We've got what?
So triple header now.
Spa, Zandvoort,
Monza. And then after that's the end of Formula 3. It's a very exciting end to the season coming up.
Definitely. A lot of points still up to grabs.
Yeah.
A lot of
very excited
still in
for
the championship fight.
Look out for our videos, of course. If you're watching this on a Friday, then join us on the Monday where we'll be running for our review of this. And of course, in a week's time, we'll be back with the preview for Zandvoort. In 14 days' time, we'll be back with a preview for Monza. So much racing going on at the moment. It's brilliant to see it back. And they're throwing everything at us immediately. And of course, after that, we head into Singapore and Japan.
Yeah.
So then we see the return of the W Series in Singapore as well. So exciting. Very good to see tracks like Singapore and Japan back on the calendar. Yes. But for now, we've got the European races. Hopefully, fingers crossed, everyone, that the Spa race does actually happen this year.
Please.
No farcical situation like that. I was going to say.
We want to see racing this year.
We're going to be doing the opposite of the rain dance.
I don't want to sit there for hours and hours watching the safety car go out once and then go, nah, too wet.
The bloody sun dance, honestly. We're going to be sat there just praying for the sun.
I want to be so hot.
But yeah, look out for our F1 predictions later today. Are we just going to say, it's going to get rained off and everyone's going to cry? No, I'm just a little foreshadowing here. So get excited for the F1 video. I think I'm going to say it's going to be the best F1 race that we've ever seen.
Or
at least race of the season. And then the Belgian Grand Prix.
Bold shout.
I think we see Canada 20...
I think anyone's going to...
I'd say Canada 2008, right?
Was it 2008?
2010? Something like that.
It
was the best race ever.
And it always will be.
I think this might top it. With what I've put in my predictions.
It's not actually happened.
It will happen. Anyway... That is also for today. Thank you very much for watching. Get involved in the comment section down below. Hit subscribe, hit like. Massively helps us out. But yes, thank you all very much for watching. And we'll see you next time.
See ya.